Lyme here, just bringing you guys this Fortnite video. So this little teaser happened to show up on Twitter just recently, and it does show on there. It says, basically, it shows a passport, and it does say on the bottom, the battle bus is taking off, destination China. And it shows on the right-hand side, China 2018 04/23, which is actually Monday. There's a lot of speculation as to what exactly this means. Some people are saying it's going to be a brand new map that actually comes to Fortnite. Other people are saying worldly events that are going to happen that everybody says will actually happen on that date. You can check it out. You can go ahead and do a Google search and see what it's actually talking about there. I personally think that all this has to do with is the actual release of the game in the Chinese market. Simply, that's all it's going to be. That I'm going to explain in the video, and hopefully it helps you guys understand exactly why I think this is just the fact that it's going to be released on Monday to the Chinese market. So April 2018 has actually been a huge month for Fortnite. Some people actually thought with this comet or meteor or whatever the actual thing is, that they were basically stating the fact that, for one, they thought it was going to be an April Fool's joke, happened to go into Tilted Towers, destroy it, change the map somehow. April Fool's Day passed, and then all of a sudden it was 4/18. Well, now 4/18 has passed, and the thing is that the map really hasn't changed yet. When you look at the sky, you can actually see that there's stuff that's flying more. There's more debris that's actually traveling up there. But basically what happens is when you go ahead and look at the comet or asteroid or whatever meteor, whatever you want to call it, basically you can actually hear a sound. And what happened was when you go ahead and take that sound and put it through a spectrograph, it appears that we've actually taken the L. So that's what ends up happening is we basically just have the dance of take the L. It appears in the image itself. So it's actually pretty cool for them to implement something like that into the actual game itself. I actually wasn't even aware you could do that. But obviously, it just goes to show you that we can be tricked. So you have to realize the fact that April is not over yet. And the other thing is that it could just be simply that. April is, it's not 4/18 as in 18 of April. It's actually 4. And then 18 as in 2018. So the battle pass does end on the actual end of the month here. I honestly believe that there could be a map in the works, but I don't think it has anything to do with the 4/23 that's stated on the Twitter post itself. So I'm just going to pull up an interesting article for you guys that'll show why I think that the 4/23 only has to do of the actual real game being released into the Chinese market. So I actually found this article on the internet about Tencent Holding Limited. It does say Tencent Fortnite has epic monthly sales of 126 million. So Tencent owns 40% of Epic Games, the developer of the popular Fortnite video game. And as we know, they sort of copied the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds PC game. Just the fact that it's survival based. Now it does say the free-to-play Fortnite Battle Royale is generating higher monthly sales than PUBG. So 126 million versus 103 million. The invite-only iOS version of Fortnite Battle Royale is also successful. It grossed more than 5 million within the first 10 days. So it also states here that Tencent is the exclusive China global publisher of the mobile versions of PUBG. So it says in the article that Tencent took a 5% stake in Bluehole. Bluehole is the developer of the PUBG. Meanwhile, Tencent has a 40% stake in Epic Games, and it gives it a huge influence on that American company's business decisions. So Epic Games promptly implemented a Battle Royale mode for its Fortnite PC survival game. At the meantime, basically, PUBG was not happy about that, but obviously there is no thing. They're not actually doing anything wrong by what they did. So it does say on the bottom that Tencent and Epic's Julius move is now paying off big time. As per Superdata's research estimate, the free-to-play PC console Fortnite versions grossed 126 million last February. So I'm assuming that's just the February that basically just passed. Now it does say Fortnite Battle Royale sells V-Bucks virtual currency packages $9.99 to $19.99 so players can buy unique outfits or costumes. We know that everybody goes and buys the skins like absolutely crazy. So the article also states, and it says that the source is Superdata Research. It says Newzoo's analysts also agree with Superdata's assessment. Fortnite is now the top Battle Royale PC game. The PC, Xbox, PlayStation versions of Fortnite has 45 million global players with a peak of 3.4 million concurrent players. As per Steam Spy, PUBG only has 33 million owners with 19.8 million players during the last 2 weeks. So obviously, Fortnite is in the lead by a long shot. So for the last part of this article, we're just going to talk about the iOS version of the game that was released on March 15th. And it actually states there that iOS netted 5.3 million within the first 10 days. So this is huge for mobile, and it's not even out on Android yet. So it also states, it says, yes, it is still invite only for the iOS version of Fortnite. It's already available in 47 countries. Fortnite is likely to beat Knives Out 24 million. I have no idea. I don't even know what that is, but it talks about the fact of Think Gaming's March 29th data states that Fortnite is generating average daily sales of 1.2 million from US iPhone gamers. So Apple, obviously, it says on there, has a 30% cut, and Fortnite's US monthly iOS revenue can feasibly reach 24 million. So it talks about, in the bottom, it says, add the bookings from the other 46 countries. So it sounds like they already have plans in place of them moving to certain locations. And the beta iOS version of Fortnite can possibly achieve 50 million per month. Consequently, mobile PC consoles combined revenue of Fortnite could possibly hit 1 to 2 billion this year. So obviously, they already have a plan set in motion. So this is why I think that the 423 has nothing to do with the actual map itself, or, we're not going to get a brand new map on that date. I honestly think we're going to go ahead. We're going to last out to the end of the season pass, and then we'll have something brand new to start. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be an asteroid that actually lands, or a meteor, whatever you want to call it, that actually lands on the last day of the month. Maybe it'll be during the last week. Maybe we'll have the new game mode for the last week. That's something we don't really know. Obviously, we can be surprised even when we think we actually know the answer. It still ends up not being the actual answer. So anyways, hope this gives a little bit of insight as to why I think the 423 date only has to do with the Chinese release. That's my opinion. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess we'll find out on Monday. So anyways, you've been watching Gamer with Lyme. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Gave you a little bit of insight as to the monetary system behind what their plans are. And I guess that's it. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.